r/AskReddit by Robotainment. Professor Stephen Hawking has passed away at the age of 76. We have lost one of the greatest minds in history today, as Professor Stephen William Hawking has passed away on March 14, 2018 at the age of 76. It is a terrible loss, and we wanted to create this thread for people to share their thoughts about Professor Hawking. From favorite quotes, to theories, to whatever he and his work meant to you. We also would recommend checking out the Ask Me Anything he did a couple of years ago r/comment/395i/science_rammer_series_Stephen_Hawking_rammer_answers. Additionally, here is a link, www.hawking.org.uk, link to his official website. Edit. We are also including a link to the Stephen Hawking Foundation, www.stephenhawkingfoundation.org, link in case anyone is interested in donating in honor of his memory. The Stephen Hawking Foundation was established on the initiative of Professor Stephen Hawking to facilitate research into cosmology, astrophysics and fundamental particle physics, both at school and university level. It will also facilitate and support work relating to motor neurone disease and those living with the disease. For those who don't know, he was diagnosed with ALS when he was 21 years old in 1963. At the time, he was given a life expectancy of 2 years. The man had some serious fight in him. Bloody good effort to make it to 76 with that illness. Thank you for all your contributions to our world, Stephen. Rest in peace, mate. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that, I'm extremely grateful. Hawking, it is without a doubt in my mind that his accomplishments and spirit will echo throughout eternity. It's kinda surreal reading this. Feel weird right now. Yeah, it's strange. Despite his illness, it never crossed my mind that he'd die at some point soon. He has been one of the world's most iconic people for my entire life. I cannot recall a time when I didn't know who he was. We just lost a legend. A quote from him that I think many of you would enjoy: people who boast about their IQ are losers. I know, right? I have an IQ of 300, and even then, I still wouldn't dare boast about it. When I was 5, my mom read me George's Secret Key to the Universe. That book shaped my earliest years, making me obsessed with being as smart as Stephen Hawking. Thank you, Mr. Hawking, and I'm so sorry, Lucy Hawking, for your loss. My aunt was diagnosed with ALS 18 months ago. 10 months ago she was driving, and now she has a feeding tube. This disease terrifies me, and I am so afraid for her. I'm so grateful for all the attention Stephen Hawking brought towards ALS, and his cameo on The Simpsons. Although I cannot move, in my mind I'm free. Stephen Hawking. This is a really random quote that stuck with me forever. I don't have any disease like him, but I still feel trapped and stuck by this body, by a system, by relationships, by responsibilities. So the only way I could escape that is in my mind, through writing and creating stories. In my mind, I can do and be and exist however I want. Rest in peace, great mind of the century. They gave you 2 years in 1963. God may not play dice with the universe, but you beat the odds anyway. Rest in peace, Professor. We just lost one of the greatest scientific minds of our time, but at least we had him for the time that we did, against all odds. R.I.P. What? This totally caught me off guard. I actually thought it was fake. He gave it a good go though. Expected to die young, lives longer than most. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter and thought it was fake. Then saw it again on Twitter from BBC, started believing. Opened up Reddit and saw this. Now I'm just sitting here in disbelief, unrelated. I had no idea he was 76. Stephen Hawking was born on the 300th anniversary of Galileo's death, January 8, 1942, and passed away on Albert Einstein's birthday, March 14th. I can't even begin to describe how cool that is. Wait, did a famous scientist get born today though? Both lived to 76, with Galileo being the exception at 77. After seeing a trailer for The Theory of Everything, my wife was surprised to find out he had ALS. Wife, if he is paralyzed, how does he write all those books? Me, there's not too many, but I'm sure it takes an extremely long time. And, short pause me, you know Stephen Hawking and Stephen King. are two different people, right? Wife. Oh. Never ever 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 let her live that down. Stephen Hawking has always been one of the biggest reasons why I've pursued physics and quantum mechanics. He has served as a reminder that I should never give up on my love of science. I'm truly saddened and shocked to hear of his death. Well, see you on the other side, Stephen. Rest in peace, buddy. A royal shame. Fantastic though that he stuck with us this long. He may not have believed in life after death, but in the words of Ernest Hemingway, every man has two deaths, when he is buried in the ground and the last time someone says his name. In some ways men can be immortal. Live long, Stephen Hawking, live long. I hope he is revered and remembered in the future as much as Einstein, Newton, and the other greats. He will be sorely missed. Such a great sense of humor. The only guest to have appeared on Star Trek is himself. The scene in question from Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 6, Episode 26, Descent 1 of 2. www.youtube.com link. The world has lost a shining star. Dying stars go out with the largest bang in the cosmos. I honestly didn't expect this. Rest in peace, Stephen. Rest in peace, Stephen Hawking. You're back amongst the stars you loved. Hail to the greatest minimum maximumer of our time. Despite rolling close to a 0-4 constitution, his intelligence score actually gave him a bonus that allowed him to live far longer than even people with average scores. Your accomplishments will echo far beyond the time we got to share with you. Rest in peace, Professor Hawking. If there was ever a wizard in this world, it was him. He was too busy deciphering the mysteries of the void to concern himself with petty affairs such as movement and physical activity. May he rest in peace. What an amazing man. Given 2 years to live, and makes it to 2018. We were lucky to have him around, as long as we did. We just lost a once in a generation mind. 1. Remember to look up at the stars, and not down at your feet. 2. Never give up work. Work gives you meaning and purpose, and life is empty without it. 3. If you are lucky enough to find love, remember it is there, and don't throw it away. 1. Remember to look up at the stars, and not down at your feet, unless you're a geologist, in which case you probably should. And he died on 3.14 Pi Day, or 14.3 over the pond. For a second I was like, how is pi a different number in Europe? I guess it's bedtime. This is very sad news, but it really is amazing how much he accomplished in spite of vowels. I believe the simplest explanation is, there is no God. No one created the universe and no one directs our fate. This leads me to a profound realization that there probably is no heaven and no afterlife either. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that, I'm extremely grateful. Stephen Hawking. Man, my jaw actually dropped while reading this. The man's put through a lot. I'm glad that he didn't just pass away, but he passed leaving people inspired and filled with knowledge. In a statement his children, Lucy, Robert and Tim, said, "We are deeply saddened that our beloved father passed away today. He was a great scientist and an extraordinary man whose work and legacy will live on for many years." He once said, "It would not be much of a universe if it wasn't home to the people you love. We will miss him forever." I loved that he had a sense of humor and made several cameos on Futurama and The Simpsons where they made his character kind of a jerk. Yeah, 2.B link. That was perfect. Toward the end, Mo. Alright, Hoss paying the tab. Homer, I am Hawking. I did not say that punches Homer. See also his interview with John Oliver. Yeah, 2.B link. It was going to happen, but damn does it hurt. Rest in peace. We lost a great mind. I appreciate him and all he did, but why is this on AskReddit? Prob visibility. AskReddit is one of the largest subreddits. They always have mega threads for major world events on the default subs. Man, what a drag. Wasn't expecting to see this before bed. RIP. I got into physics because a brief history of time. I'm going to graduate this year in aerospace engineering, partly because of his book. RIP. I have noticed even people who claim everything is predestined and that we can do nothing to change it look before they cross the road. RIP. Stephen Hawking has crossed thousands of scientific roads without looking at all. This is not a question, and not relevant to this subreddit. Why do you think this is the appropriate place for breaking news? Why is this posted in r/AskReddit? What is the question? Who is going to be the next generation's iconic genius? A great loss to mankind. Rest in peace. We've lost another brilliant mind. A bittersweet goodbye. Now Steve can leave his chair behind. The hawk is in the sky. Doctors gave him 2 years, but his legacy will last 4 decades. He made the most of his life. What an incredible man. I wish I could have met him once in my life. Discuss with him around a dinner. I swear this is going to sound like him lying, but I swear I'm not. I spent the entire day at school thinking about Stephen Hawking. Thinking about the advancements he made, and the fact that he won't let his disability get in the way of his life. I go to check Twitter a few minutes ago and has dead. I'm in literal shock right now. Has been a role model to me for the past several years and now has gone. Has fucking gone. And I don't know what to do with myself. It's incredible to think that someone with that condition could make it that long. We should feel lucky that we got to see his contribution for as long as we did. Even though I haven't read any of his research or his work, I know that he has made a tremendous impact on society and other people. RIP, and thank you for everything you've done for our world, Professor. Diagnosed with ALS in his 20s, doctors gave him 5 years to live tops. He managed to make it all the way to 76. On the way he proved that black holes actually emit a form of radiation contrary to the previously held belief that they are inescapable for all forms of matter, and inspired an entire generation of young scientists. Hawking is a model that not just scientists, but all people everywhere alike should strive to be like. When I was growing up, we would call smart people Einstein. No doubt Hawking will become the Einstein of younger generations, and his legacy remembered forever. RIP Hawking. Thank you for everything. Why is this on AskReddit? What does this have to do with AskReddit? I just can't believe he's dead. Absolutely insane to me. A guy I've known about almost my entire life. Feels surreal. I think this is the first death that's hit me this hard. RIP Stephen Hawking, by far one of the smartest people to ever live. He was not one of the greatest minds in history. He was is famous because he wrote pop science books, and he had a visible illness. He was never literally the smartest man on earth. I'm tired of the fanboyism. I guarantee nobody here actually has a reason to think he was one of the greatest minds in Earth's history other than a bunch of folks' profundity and mentioning Hawking radiation. To me, Hawking meant overrated pop science. That's what he meant to me. Edit. Nobody here who objects to my characterization of Hawking probably even knows who Linus Pauling is, and he was, in every single way, a greater and more humble scientist and man than Hawking ever was. If he didn't have ALS, no one would care about him in popular culture. I feel bad that he's dead, but people love to jump on the bandwagon when someone famous dies and try to make it all about themselves. At first I thought this was parody. It'll be weird to not have him in society. It's a terrible day for Ain. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. RIP. People like him come around a few times a century. There are truly few human beings who have had as much of a positive impact on the science community and the world as a whole. The world has lost a wonderful person today. Thanks for everything. You will be missed. It is uncommon for a single human to affect as many people's lives as Stephen Hawking has. This is devastating to all. May such a magnificent man rest in peace. I did not realize he was 76 already. It seems like he just seemed that he would continue on. Had already beaten every odd of living. Why not 80? Why not 90? Even 76 is freaking amazing though. Unbelievable. Like and subscribe for good luck, you handsome gentleman.